Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Oh crap.
What?
Oh crap.
That's not how it sounded.
Oh.
And today I am working on this raven that I started this end of last week, something like that. It's a small 6x8 and it's something quick for the Raven show. And what you're seeing now is I've blocked it in. I need to block in the flowers and then adjust all of this tonally, because right now, with as dark as the raven is, the moon has to go darker in order to make sense. And the flowers, well, I don't even have them in yet. Sorry. I had a little hiccup getting started. Now it's fixed. And today I have special hot cocoa, fuzzy pants, and my manager.
Huh?
Yeah, you. Did you not read my writer? I'm supposed to have dark chocolate, hot cocoa, and marshmallows anytime the temperature drops below 45 at night.
I must have missed that along with the brown M&Ms.
Hey, Melissa, Sheila. Let's see here. Am I missing anybody?
Or is it the red M&Ms?
I like all the M&Ms as long as they got peanuts. Hey, Sharon. All right, so, excuse me. I've got my 18S. I'm set on 3.
And I've got sweet and sour chicken.
Homemade. What I'm going to do is try to block in my darks on the flower, which you have the sepia version right here. I'm actually using the color version because I don't know why. Because I'm also painting a bigger version of this, so I've been going off of that. One thing I do wish I would have done differently is to turn this, flip it, and go the other way, so it wasn't exactly like the painting. But oh well. What you gonna do? So the raven's blocked in, but I do need to detail it out and to get to balance the shadows better. What you'll notice is on your photo, that's my original photo, is I've actually switched the highlights a bit because of where the sun would be. I've had to switch it a little bit, so there's still areas that I need to darken up. So how's everybody doing?
Nobody's saying yet.
Nobody's saying yet? Why are we so quiet? Where's the sillies? I've been telling everybody to bring their sillies.
Well, I want to just bring attention to that you have special coffee.
And I had a donut this morning, which
means that it might be an interesting stream.
Why do you say that?
Why? Because historically, when you have sugar, caffeine, and alcohol,
and I'm not a lightweight,
it gets weird.
It doesn't get weird.
Kind of gets weird.
Maybe a little. No, it doesn't. We have fun. Now, I was trying to decide if I wanted to add color to the petals of these flowers, because what isn't on the picture is I have Nightshade and Belladonna. And this is Belladonna. And the further down piece, I can't pull the painting over because it's still wet. It has more flowers, but I just wanted a little bit of flowers for this. I didn't want a whole lot. There it is. So I'm going to try to quickly block this in without messing up too much. Now where the pinks are, I do know that that's going to be a darker tonal value than the white. Plus we have shadowing. So I need to try to keep all that in mind. And I'm looking up at the screen so I can see the sepia as well. So, see this one, the light would be lighter here but darker here. So let's get some shadow in here. And all of this makes a difference with your burning, having this all balanced and makes sense. So if you're looking at your burning and you're really happy with the burning itself, but you just feel like something's off, more than likely it's your tonal values that are off. Meaning you could go darker in some areas to have it a little more balanced. Let's see here. I'm trying to drag down the tip. Now this one goes over here and goes under that one. And I need to follow the direction. So these petals look realistic. I do hope to have this one done by tomorrow. I don't have too awfully more to go. And I'm looking, and there's actually the branch underneath.
You did a lot of work on this yesterday.
It's been 2 days. So I just noticed this is not the petal. This is the branch. So I haven't adjusted my heat setting. I'm just using the edge of the tip and moving my tip slower. Remember, everything always looks ugly until it doesn't anymore. And that's always hard, and I have to keep reminding myself that. Alright. And this one, the petal, make sure I stay on the screen, goes this way. Drag it down so that it gets lighter as it comes to the end. And I'm using more of the full base of the tip versus the 18M where I use more of the tip than the base. So let's get that in there. And the goal is, because the raven is so much darker, that even if I go somewhat dark with this, it'll still feel right, because we have the darks over here.
Okay.
And there needs to be some darks in here to kind of balance it out. So this really does go back to when you feel it's off, but you think the burning's done. Look at those tonal values and see if it feels right. Because that's what's going to make the difference. So there's more white down here. Looking at the screen, there's a lot of white. I don't want that much white. Remember, you can always change things too.
So, Philip is here. He's been
Hey,
here.
Philip.
He's been here for a little bit now, and so is David.
Hey, David. All right. But I definitely want the raven darker. Looking at this. Let's see here. We got shadow here. See, this is where the petal both the petals kind of cut off. And I have this line right here. You'll see it around the board. That's where the mat's going to go. So I didn't want to waste time burning all the way down to the end, knowing that the mat's going to be covering it. Just so I can save some time. Draw that down. Over here it's going to be darker because the raven is blocking the light. Trying to get it to be a smooth burning. That's why I'm using the full base of the tip. Because if I just use the end, it can come out a little more splotchy.
Okay.
Alright. So now... Oh.
I gave them treats.
Yeah. But did you give her enough treats?
According to her, no.
Her writer says she must have 5 treats a day.
Her writer is ridiculous.
Soft bed.
Yeah, no, her demands were ridiculous.
Alright, let me see how much I can erase. Because...
David wants to know if anybody started Christmas presents yet. I was going to say it's too early for that, but I forget.
For burning them.
That you need that time.
I don't tend to do burnings for Christmas presents anymore. It's just...
And Wingman is here.
Hey, Wingman. What is that line? I also have my pattern so I can see what line is what.
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, there's a pedal over here.
I was working on that piece that I was working on in my studio, and I did my design on the canvas, and then I went back the next day and I was working on it, and I couldn't remember what some of the lines were.
I hate when that happens.
David is burning trays.
Trays.
Like food trays?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Alright. Trying not to outline, but I do need some definitive lines that kind of blocks off each petal and creates a shadow.
I have kind of a funny story about food trays.
About food trays?
Mm-hmm. So we were in Iraq, and we were visiting the Korean compound. Now, I didn't get to see this because I stayed back to guard the vehicles, but there's a Korean chow hall there, and this is actually the same, really close to the Temple of the Moon. But anyway, so like a bunch of our people went out to the Korean chow hall, and they have metal trays there, and 3 or 4 of our guys grabbed these metal trays, and everybody in the chow hall started getting really upset at them, and it turns out that they had grabbed generals and colonels trays that were specific to certain these individuals, and they weren't supposed to touch their trays, and so they got really they got in trouble and created an incident, and
how are they supposed to know?
well, again, that's the difference in between like cultures. So because in American chow halls you don't even have like metal trays, you just have like just like I guess cardboard trays. I don't know.
Plastic?
They're not plastic.
No?
No, they're like pressboard. Like, kind of similar to what paper plates are made out of.
Oh.
Like the really low grade ones that aren't glossy.
Yeah.
So like kind of the same material egg cartons are made out of.
Huh.
Not styrofoam, but kind of paper-ish. Anyway. Anyway. Beryl's here.
Hey, bro.
And so is Harley Girl.
Hi, Harley Girl. I'm just trying to... I'm gonna have to wipe this down.
A good wood burning idea for people that don't have a lot of time is you can burn a polar bear in a snowstorm. And if you want to be really creative, you could just do the eyes and say, "Yep, it's there."
I've I've burned a polar bear for custom
Yeah.
commission.
I remember that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was that the box?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Let's get some darks down in here. Just alright, I think I got enough there that I can wipe off. I haven't wiped off since the moon. And I meant to, when I say wipe off, denatured alcohol, paper towel. And I actually like the shop vac. These are the shop mechanic paper towels. I just tear them in half.
They're not as likely to leave fibers.
Yeah, they're thicker, more durable, less likely to leave fibers. And they're meant to clean things up. Alright.
So this piece is going into the Raven show.
Yes. Next week.
In next week. Jeez.
I know. Busting my
Wait,
tickets
next
off.
week? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
When's your dad coming?
Next week.
Oh my god. I have to get things ready.
We both do. We got family coming. Family coming. We get to go to Arizona. We're taking our 3-year-old granddaughter and the family to Arizona.
Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
She should be excited.
Well, she's older now. We've taken her before, but I think...
Well, last time she went, she was in a stroller.
Yeah, well... Now grandson's going to be going too. And he'll be the stroller.
I'm fairly sure he's not going to remember that.
I know. Alright.
Harley Girl wants to know why you do the alcohol again.
I am doing that to help remove any graphite. It does lighten the graphite lines if they're still there. It cleans off any excess carbon so that it doesn't smear. And for me, I can tell a difference in the wood. It physically almost feels softer, and I don't know if that's because maybe the eraser leaves residue, and when I wipe it off, it's no longer there. And with alcohol, it doesn't raise the grain, so I'm cleaning the wood without raising the grain.
So
Let it dry for a second. Drink my special hot cocoa.
oh boy. So Beryl, I'm excited to see the family and our granddaughter
And grandson.
I'm very excited, especially since part of those family members we don't get to see
No, they're coming from Arkansas and
that
Texas.
often at all. So that's going to be very cool. What I'm not excited about
Is the extra energy
is
in the
that we
house.
have 4 dogs, and we have a standard of clean that is like when we're both working as artists, like, you know, like it's clean enough.
When
but
it's just us.
It's not guest clean. Not by any means guest
No.
clean. And so that means that that we have to go room by room and get everything extra clean and get the hair off of everything, especially since our granddaughter is allergic to dogs. So we have to get as much hair off as possible and, you know, just get everything prepped. So.
We have both the boys and their families staying the
Oh
night.
yeah, and that means that I've got, because one of those extra bedrooms, not extra, but
No, Corinne's room.
yeah, Corinne's room has a lot of art in it right now, and that means that art is going to come out of there
And go somewhere.
and go someplace else, and so it's shuffling things around as well. So
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the people.
And-
It's everything that goes into it.
and
I'm very picky.
someone wants the Halloween decorations up before the relatives get here.
Yes. Hey,
So
Greg.
that's something else that
You said
somebody has to do.
I'll help
Somebody whose initials are hubcap
you. Those are your
has
initials.
to put up the Halloween decorations.
I will help you. For years, I put up my own decorations.
You know. Anyway, So I very much
Jessica loves them.
enjoy the season.
Grandma loves
And
them.
enjoy the company. I just don't enjoy the prep.
Yeah, it's a lot of prep.
I would like to be able to snap my fingers, have it done, and be able to drink my own special coffee. Mainly with a lot of special and a little coffee.
You don't drink that.
I would love to sell the art barrel, but unfortunately,
He makes big art, and that's always harder to sell.
it would be easy to sell if I lowered the prices way down. They're like, well, look.
You mean devalue your art?
Look at this 5-foot painting. Like, well, it's $50. That's amazing.
No. I would not let that happen.
I know. So I've either got to move it. I don't think there's any time for
We can hang it.
Well, I was thinking, like, I don't think there's any place that can exhibit it in this short of notice. I should have been thinking ahead. But yeah, so yes. Oh, and I didn't even think about this. That's gonna be a turn of the month, which means the Comic Gallery is gonna be wanting me to pick up
Oh yeah.
my art that's on display down there. So even more art back here at the house.
Only 4 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got at least 4 pieces leaving next week. So I missed his wing right here.
I wonder if I should take, because I've got that one raven piece that's in the living room. He alluded that maybe I could hang, but he never said anything specifically. So I can take that down there in case he asked, like, oh, you should bring some art down.
Well, plus it gives extra
like, here it is
there.
right here. No takes.
No takey backs.
backsies.
Let's see here. I gotta get the wing in there. I missed it there. So that's all gonna have to be darkened. But that's what we're doing. So.
Oh, Greg's here too.
Hey, Greg. There's a tree branch back here that I missed. There's a tree branch here.
Yeah, I've got to decide whether we're going to throw the couch out
Mm-mm.
and do the futon
Mm-mm.
frame. Did you just say mm-mm?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. Are you agreeing with me or not?
No.
Still confused.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. So anyway.
Well, we shall talk about it.
Stuff to do.
Alright.
I suppose that I could get a step ladder and hang up some of the art
Yes.
higher.
We have 20-foot ceilings.
Yeah.
The art would fit. Alright. Trying to. So, see, once I put this in, but this needs to go darker in order to balance with the raven. And that is the whole going back and forth. That's why I personally don't finish one section fully. That way I can go back and forth. I get it close, but not finish it all together. I know some artists work that way and there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't do that. See,
I think adjusting the tones as you go is a good way to go. Like, because it allows you to be a little bit more creative. Because if you commit to like one tone, say, well, I'm just going to make this dark, and then it means that you're set on matching everything around it to that tone. So I think sometimes that
gives a little movement.
you have a little bit of leeway to work in.
What do I do?
Barbie is here.
Hey, Barb. Trying to put in the little stamens. This step actually does good stamens.
I thought you said demons for a second.
Well, because I can get a good shape with it. Alright, so there is a petal. Remember, these are all overlapping, or mainly overlapping. So this is a little This actually has a folded petal. When I mean by folded, is like if you roll your tongue, it's rolled. That's a better.
Some people can't roll their tongue.
I know, it's a genetic. I can.
As can I.
I can. You can also wiggle my ears. Sucking my fingers.
What, your fingers?
Doing the... I can't, my left hand. That's a genetic.
Oh, trekkie your fingers.
Yeah. But you think I said?
I don't know. It sounded painful, though.
Actually, it does hurt, though. Okay, let's see here. Off camera. Trying to get the angle right for me to...
So Melissa Daigle wants everybody's Instagram. Well, ours because it's the same, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I also have the other page. Ours is down in the description.
Yep.
With all our links.
Yep.
Alright, so that pokies out. So I'm going to keep it pokied out. And then what I could do is actually decide. See, these leaves are more pink, and the white is more in the base versus the other petal. So what I have to decide is that's a little lighter. We'll get that in there. This edge is lighter, which will make more sense in the burning. We're going to go ahead and put some light here. We need some light on this edge. I think we need some light there. And what I'm doing is just picturing where the moon would be hitting it. Let's see here. That goes under the branch, so it'd be a little... It's right there. See, I don't think this pencil will be white enough for the moon. And I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that.
Are you going to...
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. Are you going to do the background at all?
See, no. I don't have time to try to get a smooth background. Plus, I've already got a dark raven. I had thought about it. I don't have time.
Got it.
So I'm not going to kill myself over it.
David says he was seeing winter letters. I don't understand what that is. What are winter letters? Are they very cold? Put them in the refrigerator.
I think he was just doing winter stuff.
Tell me what winter letters are. I want to know.
I think he already said he was working on Christmas presents. So winter.
Is it letters with the starks in front of them? Saying letters are coming.
Some people may not have seen the show.
Okay, but those that do.
Alright, just so I know what direction I want.
Oh, you got excited today.
Oh, I did. I did get excited today. Guess what I saw? Guess what I
was
saw?
going to guess construction, but that was totally wrong.
Guess what I saw? Alright, that's good enough for now.
Do you really want them to guess what you saw?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Based on how I was saying it, guess what I saw? Guess what I
Sometimes
saw?
that could be a hypothetical question.
How I am saying it is a hint. We shall give them a moment.
Winter letters are painting letters that are in winter colors. Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
And see, the burn's going to look darker next to the white. You need to get...
So you're done with those, the flowers then?
I don't know yet.
But you're putting the pencil on them.
Yeah, so I know where the lightest are so I don't burn. This was charcoal. Charcoal's safe to burn around.
Oh, okay.
It
I
was
did
just.
not know that.
I've only been talking about it for weeks now.
Okay, but
Where have you been?
I don't have special coffee.
It has nothing to do with special coffee.
A bear, says Beryl.
No.
Think more weather.
You just gave it away.
I did not.
You gave it away.
How could I give anything away?
You just did.
I mean, there's all kinds of weather.
No, you just gave it away.
Could be a tornado.
We're not in the season for that.
Beryl says, ow.
You gave it away.
Sheila says you saw the Coca-Cola ad. I don't know. Is it the Bears? Is it the Bears doing Coke?
That sounds
That
bad.
didn't come out right. It's been a while though since we don't really watch TV. So.
Yeah, we don't have TV.
I suppose around holidays some of those will pop up on my feed though, because I have ads.
Yeah, you have ads. I don't. Because I'm special.
Beryl says snowflake egg.
You're closer.
David says thunderstorm.
We had that yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Thankfully.
We had rain yesterday.
Finally.
Great.
Finally.
Now it's sunny again. Boo.
Yeah, but it's cooler. It's cooler.
I know.
That makes
more
sense.
rain.
I know we do. So shall I tell them?
Huh?
It's not going to be a big deal to them. It is to me.
Why were you upset at me then?
No, what?
You said I gave it away.
Because I thought they'd get it. Burl was close. She was close. All right, I'm going to leave the flowers. I'm
You
going to.
saw multiple snowflakes from a distance.
I'll tell them.
Beryl says sun. No, we see the sun. All the time, Beryl.
Yeah.
I feel like Beryl's intentionally guessing wrong. I know your tricks, Beryl. I know what you do.
I spied with my little eyes, snow on the mountain this morning, snow on the mountain. Sorry, it makes me super happy.
And that's not just the special coffee talking.
No, that's just in general.
She was like that before.
Yep. I came home and
She came in and she gave me that look, that Jack Nicholson look, when
I don't have a
and
jacket.
he's like, "Here's Johnny."
I did
You
not.
appeared in the doorway and you're like, "Guess what I saw?" And I was like, "Nah."
No. Alright, let's start darkening up the moon. I'll leave the last flower. We saw the flower. And this is, like I said, a balance going back and forth. Trying to get these right. And I really do need a white. In fact, let's do the white just so I can see. When I would, if I sealed this with just the chalk or charcoal on it, it'll darken the white and so you don't see it. So I have to keep that in mind. And this will wipe off anytime I clean the board in this area. But it's totally fine. And I can put it back. I just need to see if this is where my highest highlights or brightest highlights are. I need to see how it interacts with the rest of the burning. Because if it's not bright enough, it won't stand out. If it's too bright, it will take over. I have to find that balance. And all I'm doing is actually kind of pushing it into the wood. I know it's going to darken when I seal it. Some areas I don't want as bright. It just helps to visualize it a little better.
I think Beryl might be drinking special coffee too.
Why?
Got some strange comments.
It could be your cat. That would probably be her cat.
Oh.
Or her grandson. Could be her grandson.
So her cat and her grandson are drinking special coffee?
Sometimes I think you might think that. Or feel like that. Let's see here. Alright, so I'm not going to go in and put all the whites. I just need to be able to see. And I do know there'll be a highlight here. Which right now, I haven't really sanded or smoothed out.
Yep, it is the demon kitten.
The kitty?
Yep.
Demon kitty. Yeah. Alright, so I definitely need darks. But see, what I don't want, and it's definitely personal how you do, if you do a moon, a full moon, how it looks for you. I don't care for my pieces having the super dark moon, where the craters are competing with the subject. Now, if it was just the moon I was burning, that'd be a different story. But for my art, I don't want the darkness of the moon to take it over. In fact, right, graphite there.
I understand.
Well, sometimes somebody would, burn it at least as dark as what's in the photo. And you see how dark the craters, the dark grays are in the photo. But there's a bit of competition with the Raven burning wise. So I'm going to choose to tone it down a bit.
Yeah, I think that's the difference in between mechanical reproduction and art, is that you're making those choices of how to present different things and different components of your composition. So it doesn't have to be an exact translation of the moon. You can do something that complements your subject better, which is what you said, only I said it a lot more complicated.
Thing is, it's still not. But because I did that dark there, some of it is going to have to be that dark. Yeah. I'm still seeing graphite, even though it's going to take the white off when I erase. So that's fine. I just needed to see. And see, on this one, the grain is going left-right. And that can also change how your burning looks. But I like that there seemed like kind of a cosmic wave. Are you okay?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I was stretching.
Are you okay?
Yes. The chair went back further than I expected.
Oh. Let's see here.
Girl wishes about the special coffee.
I just used the last of the clue that was left.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot. Let's see here. Where is my wet? There we are. Unfortunately, alcohol dries quickly.
We have bourbon.
I like the clue better. And my cocoa. Let's see here. Let's find a wetter spot.
It's moon heat.
See, there's a spot that I had gotten off on the transfer of the moon. And I used your Raven candlestick holder because it fit this perfectly to get a perfect circle.
How's that? I wondered why that was there.
Well, because normally it was sitting up on my leg. But
Well, normally it's in my studio.
It hasn't been in your studio since last year.
When did you take it?
Last year.
Oh my goodness, that's what I had. That's what I had my echo on it.
Oh, then you can have it back. Right here, I'm trying to sand some of the graphite off. This is just a sanding stick.
Hard to get anything by me. I noticed things immediately.
Yeah, since when? Since when?
Well, Lana Goes Art is here.
Hey, Lana. Let's see here. This is dark. Definitely want to lighten the graphite. I'm doing this with the grain because if I go across the grain, when I go to seal it, you will see it. You'll see the scratches.
Beryl is watching and burning at the same time.
That's awesome.
But I guess she's having trouble because the kitten is
Everywhere? Yes, Johnny.
interfering.
Alright. For now, that's good. I know there's still more, but I guess. There we go. And then I can always turn around and take the 400 grit and make sure that it's smooth enough, because I want to keep the 400 grit feeling to the wood. Yeah, and 400 actually does take off more wood. Alright, we're a little lighter. Trying to remember where all I sanded. Actually, I can sand that one lighter.
So you're putting the chalk down for the highlights.
It's just so I can see how bright that's going to kind of be.
Is that any of that going to stay on the final product?
Like I said, with sealing it, the chalk lightens.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, it darkens, so it actually blends into the wood. So.
And it doesn't, you don't have a problem with chalk shifting?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I guess, no. What do you mean shifting? Hold on.
Well, okay, like when I'm doing acrylics, I have to be careful with some kinds of mediums, because I used to do detail work over my acrylics with some pencils, and I couldn't tell you which pencils now, but because it's been a while. But when I put the acrylic clear over it,
yes,
they would diffuse.
Yes, it would shift. It would go darker so that it didn't stand out. Yes, the chalk does the same thing, just like pastels do.
Okay. Well, I had actually a problem with the medium actually breaking up and moving physically.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, don't have that problem.
That's good.
No, not have that problem. This is no different than the chalk. It's called charcoal, but there's no such thing as white charcoal. It's chalk. So if you have just a box of chalk laying around for whatever reason, no judging, you can use that to mark out your burnings, to put in areas that you burn around. That is not an issue, because like with colored pencils and things like that, what you're worried about is the actual binder that they use for in most cases, the binder that they use to hold the pencil lead together. So that's why colored pencils are not safe to burn over, because they use oil and wax as binder. Some pigments are toxic, but in this case, it's fine. But it's the binders, which is the same as not using carbon paper, because carbon paper does have a petroleum base to it. It also has wax, which is one of the reasons why it's so hard to get off the wood, especially when you're burning, because the heat from your pen melts the wax and gets it down into the grain. So that's why you want wax-free graphite transfer paper. Those two reasons, toxicity and the fact of getting it off your wood. What?
I'm so tired. You said toxicity, and I heard Texas City. I was like, why is she talking about towns?
It wasn't. I was talking about wood burning. You weren't
tired?
listening.
Why am I so tired?
That is a good question. Let's see here. I don't want to go. Yeah, I still need a whole lot more dark to this. Because I've already burned it, I'm going to have to use a higher heat to raise the because I've already kind of burnished the wood, so it requires higher heat to go darker. That's the easiest way to say it. Now if I go with the grain, it will burn quicker. I am going to go ahead and bump up my heat now. I think I'm going to go 3.5. This was all what I was darkening up was with 3. So it's going to get a little darker, but in doing the layers like this, it does help to keep it from getting splotchy. But looking at the other areas I've burned, the moon does need to go darker, or it's just not going to feel right. It'll almost feel more like dirty wood. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to get that moon feel.
Yeah, because just looking at it, when you looked at it originally, it just looked like there was something going on with the grain, but you didn't know what it was. And I'll have to keep building this up. Never going too dark, but I do need the darks in order to, when I do use whatever white I'm going to add to it for the moon,
Yeah.
I need some of this. Looks like I still have graphite that I'll need to get rid of. And then I will finish putting in the flowers, get those balanced off. Make sure this is all good and I'm happy with it. And then I will seal it and finish working on the painting.
I still think you should.
I don't know if the painting's going to make it in time. I
You
really
should
don't.
let me frame the one from your sketchbook.
No.
It's really nice.
No.
I bet if I showed chat, they'd be like, it's nice and you should frame it.
They're biased like you.
Well, no, you know what? There's a difference between biased and truthful. Sometimes they can intersect.
But I don't think it's good enough even to be listed as a study.
It
For
could
the
be
show.
listed as a study. It could be listed as a study, though.
That's the only way I would
It
list
is
it,
good
and I
enough.
don't think it's
And
good
it
enough.
is good enough. So you see what I have to deal with, chat.
They don't see nothing because nothing
Someone's a
happens.
perfectionist. I don't know.
Oh, I am, and
I don't know
sometimes
who
that
that could
helps
be.
me, and sometimes it hinders me,
Yes, that is true.
and I recognize that. Alright, let's get this. I need to really make sure I'm following. I know my shadows are not in the right spot. Not really. But I need to make sure I follow the shape of the moon. Both going in this way and going this way in order. It's a sphere. So I really need to keep it feeling like the sphere it is and watching how the craters and whatnot go out, like this one. I got a darker. Sometimes it can be a real pain to be a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're not the one suffering from it. I am.
Oh, I beg to differ. Sometimes it's hard living with a perfectionist.
Oh, that may be true. Now, keyword there is may be true.
Maybe. Look at this
Oh,
new piece of art that you did. No, it's garbage.
Oh, I went dark there.
That's
So
how you
guess what?
sound. That's
No,
how you
I
sound.
don't either. Don't either. Alright, so that's going to be, I think, the darkest I go. Which I think actually will be okay. So, what I can do is where it's darker, I can follow that pattern and then it'll feel closer to the original. What sucks is everybody knows what the moon looks like. So, trying to keep it as correct as possible. That goes lighter. That goes darker. It's not my fault. I want things to be right.
Right.
What?
Right. That means perfect.
No. I know nothing's perfect. Oh, they did announce who won the Trekell contest, and I did not win, which is okay. I had a feeling that one or two things, I had a 50% chance of this happening, of them looking at Xena and being amazed that that was a wood burning, or looking at Xena and having no clue what a wood burning was, and so it escaped the whole ooh-ah thing.
Well, I think...
I'm going to go with the second one.
I think that it was done really, really well.
And the winners did a beautiful job. I don't want to take
piece of art.
away from them.
That it's hard sometimes for wood burners, because if you're entering into a competition where you're competing with things that are full color, sometimes that can be a difficult field to fight in.
Yeah, there were no monotone pieces, even painting-wise, that won.
So, and, you know, you have won competitions.
Won a lot of competitions.
You have, though, that have had where you're competing against full color pieces, and that says something about the quality of your work. So,
I'm totally okay with it. I'd do it again. It was a good experience. It was good practice for me. I did something that I thought about doing but hadn't done. Overall, for the most part, happy with how it turned out. There are some things I would do different. So, what? What? Who are you laughing at? Hey, Lana.
I'm sorry.
Are you? You were falling asleep. He started to do the thing I told you guys about.
I almost said something really ridiculous.
What did you almost say?
I don't want to say.
What did you almost say? What did you almost say?
I had some idea that
Spit it out. We want to know.
It's too ridiculous.
That's the fun part.
They wouldn't let us keep the spaceship. That's what I almost said.
They wouldn't let us keep the spaceship, huh?
Oh my god.
And if you're new or in this, where we've talked about this before, when Jason's falling asleep, he has what, to me, is this wonderful habit of he's in between wake and sleep, and he's starting to go in to a different level, and he has this habit of talking and saying whatever is going on in the dream.
It completely makes sense to me at the time.
It makes sense to him, but for me, it's just fun.
It may be out of context.
Well, my favorite, and I've told this before, my favorite that he's ever done is, look, the puppy's playing the piano. And that was in a quiet room where I was awake, but I was doing something quietly, and he was just falling asleep, and he was so into that puppy playing the piano.
Well, you didn't see what I saw. And it was
I know.
freaking amazing.
I'm sure it was. But so now that I know that you're starting to fall asleep, you need to go over the clues.
Okay.
That way, if I lose you, that's done.
Chat, if she loses me, you'll just hear a thump.
And then me laughing.
Yeah. Let me hold on. There's a couple comments.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, so Greg, in regards to his burning, he said, yeah, at the craft show a few people thought they were decoupage.
Oh.
That he says he's not amused. Then yeah, that's not cool. And then Lana just brings up a point, and we talked about this actually the other day. Sometimes it's just the judges meeting their taste.
It is. And I'm waiting for the It's Elemental jury to come back to let me know if those pieces are in.
That's the problem with any competition that you enter, like ever.
I know.
Is that you're always at the whim of the judges, and you can do an amazing piece of art, but if it doesn't match the judge's aesthetic for some reason, then you're going to be at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah.
And
well, I knew it was a chance. It was a 50-50. Either they knew what it was or they didn't know what it was.
So I would say that if you're going to enter any competition, you do your best work.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that you've done your best work. Be proud of that work, but have an understanding that that it's a flawed process, and that sometimes, hopefully, they're impartial, but there's also,
like I said, it was beautiful art that won, so I'm not taking away from any of that. It happens, and this one, like I said, I wasn't extremely upset about. I mean, sure, I was bummed, because I always want to win, but I wasn't holding my breath on that one, so
yeah.
It would have been nice, but it's totally okay. It did make me think based on what I think happened partly. Now, they just may have not thought it was good enough. And again, that's totally fine.
I doubt that.
It did get me thinking about contacting some companies and doing a competition of my own. So I'm going to have to give that a long thought and see who I could talk to. And I would have to bring in, I wouldn't be competing, and I'd have to bring in other judges in different fields.
Well, I think that that's a fair point, because when you're dealing with pyrography, like, whether you're going to, like, the wood carving show down in Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
There's a category for that fits pyrography, but there's never any specific category for pyrography.
Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh. Then forget everything that I just said.
Yeah, because I enter specifically in pyrography.
Okay. Well, that's good, because in, I would say, most competitions, pyrography is not, it's like you'll see categories for, like, pen and ink, you'll see categories for graphite, you'll see categories for, charcoal, or, oils, acrylics, different things, but a lot of times you end up in mixed media, because...
No, in that case, I end up in drawing.
But see, you have to make that choice.
I do.
And that's not really cool. Like, I know that the goal is to make pyrography a little bit more understood and well recognized, so that hopefully some of that goes away.
Yeah.
But it's an uphill battle.
It is. And I'm okay. I'm not bothered. Which is actually a big deal for me.
It is a big deal.
Normally I would be very upset. Alright. So do your clues, because I'm going to be wrapping up.
Clues.
Clues.
Okay, so the celebrity portrait, which is coming up soon.
Yep.
This is the, okay, so here's the hints. We're on actually hint number 13. Wow, we've been at this for 13 weeks.
Wow.
Okay. So,
we're running out of...
a male whose hair is the iconic part of their style. He's alive. He's not dead. He's also not a musician, but he is in entertainment. He is in American TV, but not network TV, so not the big networks. We're talking other kinds of services. It sounds bad.
It does sound bad.
Okay, so like
But
not
you said that
ABC, NBC, Fox.
Okay.
We're talking about
I think they
other
got
services. Like,
They got it.
okay, all right. I feel like Jeopardy. I feel like things you see on the internet. All right. Okay. So, but yes, on American television. And the free hint for that week was no clowns. He's not a clown. He's no relation to clown. He's
Clowns are yucky.
no clown related. Yep. So if your guess for your person has anything to do with a clown, is ever dressed up as a clown, they're not it. So
Yeah.
just letting you know. So he has dark hair. Does not have gray hair. And he has facial hair. The show that he is on is a reality type show. He's from the Midwest. He has long hair. So, I'm going to recap the hair part. So the hair is a kind of part of the style. His dark hair, long hair, and he has facial hair. So all that's about hair. He is really into... he's a fan of non-contact type sports, more like performance-oriented sports, and he has participated in some of those sports in school. And then for the hint of the week, so we know he's in entertainment and American TV, and the show he's on is a reality type show, but he's classified as a reality show host.
TV host.
TV host. So, I'm just saying, so he's not a participant in the way that, like, you go to reality shows and it's like,
No, you have to explain that.
okay, so like, I'm going to use the Property Brothers because it was playing when I went to my medical appointment the other day. So the Property Brothers go and they're talking to a couple. Property Brothers would be a show host, and the couple who is looking for a house would be the participants. They're not the show host. So
Okay.
That's that differentiation there. So there you go. So that's all the hints up to date, and we're coming down to it because when are you actually starting on
As
this?
soon as I'm done with the...
Because she's done studies of it. Of him.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're on Instagram, are they?
No, they are not.
No, I don't think she would let me post that.
Nope, I would not.
Because a lot of times when we're on our Sunday coffee breakfast date, and I'm like, hey, you want me to post some stuff for Instagram? What about that picture? And you're like, very nicely, you're like, no!
How is that nicely?
It's not really.
Oh, is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. Valarie is not a big fan of showing her works in progress.
Well, that's not true. I do it with the burnings.
That you don't approve of. Works of progress that you don't approve of.
It's more studies than...
Yes, studies.
Work.
She's going to show her studies. I, however, am all about showing my studies. And I have all kinds of terrible stuff that's on Instagram. What are you laughing at?
Sorry.
Your special coffee over there.
No, because of my brain in general.
It's like Hanzo is not the best art ever, but I have fun with it. That's what matters.
Not happy with the moon. It's definitely going to need work. Definitely going to have to work on it. And see. And what I was doing was trying to sand some of the areas so that it wasn't so prominent. Let's see if my paper towel is still wet enough. Alright.
That moon is looking...
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
But it's still being done, so I'm trying very hard not to get...
Are the Property Brothers are Canadian? I just use them as an example, Carol.
Let's see here. Let's see what we got.
I'll just tear it. I was envious of the people on the Property Brothers the other day.
Why?
Because they're getting shown these houses and stuff, and the Property Brothers are like, well, this fits your budget of $760,000. And I'm like, oh man, someday we'll own a home. Someday.
And you talk about me and my special coffee, yet you're all...
I'm sleepy. I don't need no special coffee.
Yeah, I think your sleepiness is worse than special coffee.
It's possible.
I know. Alrighty. So I will keep building up my values so that things feel like they go together.
Yeah.
I am going to have to try to figure out a way to, let's see here, make the moon glow. I do need to figure that out, how I'm going to make the moon glow, because I think the moon glowing is important, but it's just going to be more of a halo, like when you look outside at the moon and the clouds are around it, kind of the halo that kind of tells you the storm's coming type thing.
I have an idea.
Oh boy. I don't know.
Get as an additive for a glaze to put over the moon.
Yeah.
Some liquid plutonium.
And where am I going to get that off?
Leave it to me.
Okay, I got to go put this guy, I got to feed him. Or he's got to feed us.
Your moon will glow. I guarantee it.
I got to put him to bed now. We're losing him. We're losing him fast. Alrighty, so I don't know what we're doing next week. I'm guessing next week I will have dropped off the art, or we're getting ready to drop off the art. And so, yeah, let me know what you would like us to do next week. And if you're watching this on a replay, leave it down in the comments below. If we don't have any more questions, let's see here. Do we have any more questions?
I agree, bro. I want to see like normal people on Property Brothers. Like, what's your budget? We got $32.50.
Thank you, Melissa. I gotta put him to bed. We're losing him fast.
You're getting some nice comments.
Thank you. But don't forget one thing.
What's that?
You are awesome.
What?
You can do this.
Oh no.
You're a pyro artist.
For sure I'm not.
Happy burning, guys. Bye. Let's go put you to bed.
Young Sheldon. What is that?